The Dodge Viper. That is possibly one of the most feared names in the automotive world. On the track, it was a destroyer, ALMS champion, FIA champion, FFSA champion, all these achievements allocated to the Viper at least once. And on the road, it's feared due to a tendency to take no prisoners, and as such has been called a true dangerous car. This statement, however, is known for being a little overreactionary. While it certainly isn't advisable to drive a V10 rear-drive coupe in the wet, the Viper is actually a decent enough handling car, especially with the ACR package. First introduced for the 1999 model year, the ACR pack has suspension tweaks and a weight diet. 2008's reincarnation of the Viper ACR turned it into a wildly different beast, gaining the tweaks of the first ACR along with a gigantic wing and splitter. Anyone who says American cars have turning issues must have coughed shortbread all over their loafers when the Viper ACR posted the 6th fastest production car Nürburgring lap. The 2008 ACR is a personal favourite of mine, a truly incredible bit of kit, especially for the money. I'm pleased to say we have a new ACR on our hands, and this one could be better than ever. Based on the 5th gen Viper, this is the 2016 Dodge Viper ACR. On looks, it's unmistakably a Viper. That long hood housing, that giant V10 is still the main bulk of the car. Hasn't changed all that much from its original design, and that works in its favour, especially as it's just about different enough from previous models. For me personally, this is the best looking Viper to date. It is also unmistakably a ACR. The giant wing is back, as is the massive splitter, all working to hunker the car down, but more on them later. That V10 under that long hood, by the way, 8.4 litres naturally aspirated, 645 horsepower and 600 foot-pound of torque. Big figures, as you'd expect from a big engine. While in most Vipers the engine is the main attraction, the ACR has an even better party piece. That party piece isn't the interior either, although it is rather nice. Sure, perhaps it's not Porsche quality, but I don't really care. Unlike previous ACRs, I have a good amount of equipment. Hell, I even have a touchscreen with apps and stuff, along with air conditioning and electric windows. A step up from the old car's equipment of seats and a wheel. Boot space is nothing special either. It's about as much as you'll ever need in a Viper. So, what is the centerpiece of this Viper then? Well, you may have guessed it already. Let's go for a spin. On to the way it drives, and to be honest, on paper, the ACR isn't all that impressive. 0 to 60 takes 3.5 seconds, sounds quick, but when you consider a conventional Cadillac CTS-V can do 0 to 60 in exactly the same time, it seems down on some of the latest track weapons. The top speed is even worse. 175 miles per hour is all the Viper has to give. That's slower than a Honda Civic Type R. So a big bad track weapon with the top speed of a Civic and the acceleration of a much cheaper saloon car. You may wonder what the point is exactly, but jump in, take a ride, and it will all soon start to make sense. You see, the reason the ACR lacks speed is simple. That big wing and splitter generate downforce, a hell of a lot of it. 800 kilos or 1,700 pounds of peak downforce in fact. So much downforce it actually decreases MPG while being towed. Well, that sucks if you're a hypermiler. If you want to go around corners, it is phenomenal. The levels of grip here are ludicrous. The ACR is glued through the corners. Try as you might, the rear end will not step out unless you really try. If you happen to push the ACR over its limits, no worry, the ACR offers some minor understeer to let you know you are pushing your luck, and that is very easily remedied by simply lifting off. Elsewhere, the brakes are some of the best I've ever felt on a car. They are ludicrously good at getting this car slowed into the corners, and you can pull some serious late braking to further improve track times. While the acceleration and top speed on paper aren't great, in practice it actually isn't bad. The ACR offers pretty decent acceleration up to around 155 miles per hour. Of course, after this it drops like a lead balloon, but you are very unlikely to hit that on most racetracks. The car is topped off with a good gearbox. It's a standard 6-speed manual, a surprising feature in a modern hardcore track car. But it responds quickly and offers good enough ratios to enhance the ACR's drivability. With driving capabilities as amazing as this, it's clear to see why this has become a 14-time track record holder in the US and was only just 1 second off going under the 7-minute mark on the Nürburgring. Overall, there are plenty of cars faster than the ACR on the straights and on the paper, but as far as corners go, the ACR is almost entirely untouched. It is very quick and honestly very easy to drive fast. It's extremely intuitive with handling and traits that are easy to pick up on and easy to learn. Whether you are experienced or amateur, you will be able to drive the ACR very quickly, and to be completely honest, if you gave me one car to spend the rest of my days hot lapping, I'd find it very difficult to want something else. But don't take my word for it, go out and drive it. I promise you, the ACR will even surprise the firmest anti-American snob. That is it for this review. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, farewell.